Welcome to ESPNU College Football presented by McDonald's from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. This is the 2015 SWAC championship game. The Alcorn State Braves trying to repeat as conference champions. They're the winners of the East Division taking on the winners of the West. Grambling State Tigers. Grambling comes in having won 9 consecutive games, including a head-to-head matchup with Alcorn State earlier this year. A game that went into overtime. It was a blocked extra point that preserved the win for the Tigers. And the rematch today for, as they say, all the marbles. Glad you could join us from Houston, along with former collegiate NFL quarterback Jay Walker. I'm Mark Neely. Tiffany Green down on the field. We will check in with her shortly. Jay, really remarkable stories. Each of these programs have really had a renaissance in recent years.
Yeah, Alcorn trying to return to the Steve McNair days. They've done a great job defending champions. For Grambling State University, this is a team where 2 years ago, the national media, all they remembered was a football team that walked out of a football game and quit on a university. Fast forward 2 years, head coach Broderick Fobbs has them in position to win a SWAC championship.
Thanks to his quarterback, Jonathan Williams, who is the conference offensive player of the year.
And there's something to be said about the name Williams and quarterback at Grambling State University. After all, this is the home of Doug Williams, legendary quarterback Doug Williams. Jonathan Williams, no relation, but a fantastic dual-threat quarterback, even a better leader off the field. He's the reason why Grambling State has had so much success this season, going undefeated in conference play.
Well, Jonathan Williams will have to watch on the other side, that Alcorn State defense. Warren Gatewood, who started at cornerback most of this year, but the last handful of games, he's been really good at safety.
It's the versatility that makes him a special football player, one of the premier defenders in the SWAC. The ability to play cornerback and safety. The senior from Baltimore, Maryland, has NFL potential, great size, and a high football IQ for head coach Jay Hobson.
So we are set to go. Grambling State won the toss and deferred, so Alcorn State will receive. It's Mark Orozco set to kick off, and Marquise Warford, Joe Price back deep for Alcorn State. The 2015 Southwestern Athletic Conference Championship game, third straight year we've had it here at the home of the Houston Texans, NRG Stadium, and we are underway. From the 5, Warford. Middle of the field. Breaks a tackle at the 25. Then swarmed under at about the 27-yard line by Deontay Hatter and others for Grambling State. Now, Lenoris Footman is going to be the starter at quarterback for Alcorn State. Jay, there was some question whether John Gibbs, who was the starter early in the year but got hurt, if he would start, but it's going to be Footman.
And Gibbs, you know, losing the job to injury is tough, but give credit to Lenoris Footman stepping in for Gibbs, who had been a long-time starter at Alcorn, and this offense has added a different spark to it, and he gets the starter early on, but would not be surprised if we saw John Gibbs in this football game. Not quite 100% healthy, but he's getting closer.
Footman, a 6', 180-pound sophomore out of Monticello, Florida. Their second leading rusher on the year. He hands off Marquise Warford on that fly sweep, turns the corner, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 45, but picks up close to 17. Hit hard by Mike Roach. Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team. Hey, Tiffany Green.
Hey, Mark. Well, guys, you know that heartbreaking loss to Grambling State back in October really stung Alcorn State, so much so that linebacker Damon Watkins said this week that we wanted to see them again, and we got what we wanted. Now, Alcorn State has the opportunity to heal that wound and vie for back-to-back SWAC titles. Head coach Jay Hobson told me, look, there's a slight advantage for having been here a season ago, but he says at the end of the day, we still have to play it out.
And that came back on October 17th. Talking to both coaches before the game, and you know, like Tiffany said, Jay, oh, there's a wide snap. Footman is going to be sacked back at the 33-yard line by Arquez Cooper. Well, that was a poor snap to his left, and that's what caused the problems.
The misdirected snap, tries to go out and get it one-handed, which is a no-no. By the time he's able to recover the football, the Grambling State defenders all over Footman.
Loss of 9. 7th sack of the year for Cooper, junior out of Mansfield, Louisiana. But both coaches stressed us, as competitive as their first meeting was, Jay, don't expect a lot different from either team today.
Yeah, schematically, they're going to come out with the same game plan. And for Alcorn, they're just trying to make up a point. And for Grambling, they're trying to hold on to a one-point victory.
Cooper hit Footman as he was throwing, and that pass went awry and incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd down and long, 3rd and 19.
And you know what else stings about that loss? I don't care what Alcorn says. They lost the game. It was at home, and it was homecoming. In HBCU football, you do not lose homecoming. Grambling went into Mississippi and knocked off the Braves for their homecoming. Their fans all saw it.
3rd down and 19. Line to gain is the 45 of Grambling. Footman, good protection, throws completion to Let George, but he's shy of the sticks, well shy. Forward progress will get him to the 48. Good 7 yards from the first down, wrapped up by Jatarius Pouncey.
You see Grambling run a stunt, not able to get to the quarterback. Nice pocket, and you see the arm strength of a Norris footman there. Delivers a strike, but in that distance, very tough to pick up the first down. And Grambling does a good job of keeping everything in front of them.
Hayden McCraney to punt. Sean McLean back deep to receive this punt, and a high short punt. Going to land at the 31 and bounce straight up. Now take a little bit of an Alcorn State hop and be down at the 30. Just a 22-yard punt. Good starting field position, not bad starting field position for the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year quarterback Jonathan Williams.
Jonathan Williams, the special, thrown for 38 touchdowns on the season. The ability to run the football, but really is a football junkie. Loves studying films. Surprising that a guy of his football IQ has 15 interceptions on the season.
And looking to throw on first down, a completion, and immediately wrapped up is Chad Williams with his forward progress. Only going to be about a yard shy of the first down after a 9-yard pickup.
What a throw. I mean, that was a very narrow window. He was able to drill that ball in there for the completion on first down.
Tigers with tempo right back up to the line. Empty backfield. Williams going to run for the first down and pick up a couple. Picks up 3. Stacy Garner and Kenyon Brantley with the stop.
Realizing with no running backs, he becomes a running attack and able to pick up the first down.
Williams again to throw on first down. Plenty of time. Now has to leave the pocket. And where he steps out of bounds is only about a gain of a yard. A lot of running there. Just a gain of 1, though. Run out by Michael Hearns.
Offensive coordinator Eric Dooley told us we have to be tempo. We have to run as many plays as possible. We can tell right now Grambling's coming out at a rapid paced offense right now. We're wasting no time at the line of scrimmage.
Justin Kelly, first rush play for Grambling State. It goes for 3 yards. Stopped by Stacy Garner. Justin Kelly's the big, more power back, 5'11", 240 to complement Martez Carter, the guys they call Thunder and Lightning. Kelly the guy that's the Thunder, the bigger back. Carter the home run hitter, Lightning. Looking at a 3rd and 6. And the timeout is called by Alcorn State.
Timeout. Alcorn. First
There's Jay Hobson, the 4th-year head coach for Alcorn State, a guy who inherited a 2-win team. And the Vicksburg, Mississippi native quickly turned things around. Looking to make it back-to-back conference titles here today.
And has done a fantastic job. You know, a lot of controversy when he got the head coaching job, the first non-African American to coach in the conference. But at the time, I told everybody, it's not as if there was a long line of people knocking on the door to be the head coach at Alcorn State. Hobson from the area has done a fantastic job, and I think the success speaks for itself. He's done a great job. They're fortunate to have him in Norman, Mississippi.
Yeah, he'd been an assistant at Tulane, LSU, Florida, Ole Miss, Southern Miss, Michigan. The credentials impeccable. And I think, Jay, if he were a non-African American and had jumped after just 1 or 2 years, that would have been one thing. But he's committed to this program.
Yes, he is.
3rd and 6. Williams pressured. He's going to use his legs, and he's going to be tackled short of the first down at the 48 by Michael Hearns. Gain of just 2. 4th down.
And right now, Jonathan Williams doesn't seem settled in the pocket. This is pretty good protection. Settle. It's man-to-man coverage. Somebody can flash. Leaves the pocket a little bit too early, I believe. Knowing he's going to be short of the first down. I think he needs to calm down just a little bit because the offensive line has done a good job protecting their quarterback.
Officials stop the clock. Our lead official, the referee today, Eddie Kelly. I think there was some confusion as to whether there should be a timeout here.
Timeout.
Maybe an official that's a bit shaken up. So an official timeout, and we'll step aside as well.
The cold truth is, if a cold keeps you up at night,
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by McDonald's and in part by Dr. Pepper and College Football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition.
Pleasant day here in Houston for the 2015 SWAC Championship. Our center judge, Ron Turner, looks like he might have a right ankle injury, taking a little pain relief. Also got the ankle taped up. See if he'll come back into the game. He kind of nursing that right ankle. 4th down, Grambling State punting. Jonathan Wallace nearly got that one blocked. That's going to go out of bounds. It lands out of bounds at about the 23-25 yard line. Alcorn State came after that, and it was very close to getting a piece of that punt.
And special teams can show up. You know, we talked in the open about the earlier game they had this season. These teams are so competitively close that it came down to a blocked extra point in overtime. So you have to think that both programs really focused on their special teams play. But I do think that at some point in this football game, it's going to be a big play made on special teams.
That was just a 27-yard punt after Alcorn State. Their first punt went for just 22 yards. And here are the Braves with the first down at their own 25, their second possession. In motion, Warford. Jet sweep handoff to the short side, and Warford run out of bounds after a gain of about 3 to the 28. Warford, a transfer out of Memphis. Their offensive coordinator, Fred Keiss, told us this guy's the Energizer Bunny.
He said he will get the ball early and often, and true to form, we've already seen Warford with 2 jet sweeps. Exciting player. Keep an eye on number 10 at gold.
Handoff, Ragsdale finds a crease, lowers his shoulder, runs right over the defender, and he's off to the races. Now uses a modest stiff arm and a glare after he's finally tackled by Dwight Amphy. What a powerful run by Darian Ragsdale for 56 yards.
I will meet you in the hole. Mano a mano, power run by Ragsdale. Look out. Mike Roach gets trucked. Ragsdale showing why they think he's an NFL caliber running back.
Ragsdale again running right up to the 10, and Roach comes over that time to make the tackle. So he rebounds a play later, but it is a gain of 6.
I mean, that's one of the best runs you'll see. I mean, that's a running back highlight film 50 years from now. Full speed, trucking somebody. I can never get enough of seeing this run and the ability to change directions, get to the second level, and ooh! That's football, Mark Neely.
Well, I got a feeling, Jay, his kids and grandkids are going to be watching that for a lot of years somewhere down the road, because that's pretty impressive. Now he's on the sideline getting a little breather. They have Aaron Baker in at the back position, and some confusion. And Alcorn State's going to burn their second timeout.
Alcorn, second charge.
So already 2 timeouts used by Jay Hobson's Braves. Coming up tonight on ABC, it's the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game. Number 10, North Carolina.
That's a scary football game for Clemson.
It is indeed. Don't discount the Tar Heels.
I mean, this is a team that's forgotten how to lose.
So if North Carolina wins by just a few points, do they get into the college football playoff? And is that different if they win by a couple of scores?
You know, that's a tough one. Don't underestimate the Irish. I mean, it'll play out. It'll play out. I'm just a fan of it all.
We could have chaos less than 24 hours from now. Less than 12 hours from now. Second out at 4 for Alcorn State. That's Warford in motion. They fake the jet sweep to him. Footman wants to run. That time he may have been better handing that off for the jet sweep to Warford. No gain.
Grambling defense that only allows 126 yards rushing per game. Very tough to run on them in between the tackles. You've seen Alcorn attack the edges, getting to those outside linebackers. That's where you can have success running the football versus Grambling, but not up the middle. The strength of their defense is their two defensive linemen that absolutely plug the middle of the field.
A late sub, Ragsdale coming in. Grambling can sub if they so choose, but do not. 0 for 1 on third down so far. The Braves. Low snap. Footman has it, but he has being chased in the backfield. He just gets rid of it. I don't know if he was out of the pocket yet, but he did get it past the line of scrimmage. Fourth down.
The key is he outside the tackle box. Tackle box is around the hash mark. Made it outside.
Yep.
All he has to do is get the ball across the line of scrimmage. That's not intentional grounding.
Well, this is Brandon Vessel, who is the holder. 27-yard attempt as they initially lined up to give Grambling a little different look, but they reacted. Hayden McCraney. That hits the upright. It is dead after it hits the upright. Now you can return it if it just goes into the end zone, but that did hit the upright, so it's a dead ball. Grambling unable to return it, but the 27-yard field goal clanked off the left upright by Hayden McCraney. He's missed 4 in a row now, going back to their last game.
McDonald's.
Welcome back to Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. 2015 SWAC championship game still scoreless. 27-yard field goal missed by McCraney. He had a tough game their last game against Jackson State. He missed 3 against Jackson State from 24, 26, and 37 yards. This was from 27, and off the foot, Jay, it looked not real good. Hooked and hit off the upright. This is Martez Carter's first carry, and he makes a quick statement. Still on his feet, and now finally brought down up at the 48-yard line. 28-yard run for Lightning Martez Carter.
Just a fantastic job of leaping over the defender, not going down. Tremendous balance, and you can tell the running backs know that they're expecting a shootout here throwing the football. We've got some really good runners in this football game as well.
Carter averaging over 8 yards per carry. Did not hurt his average there, going for 28. There's a throw out into the flat. Chad Williams wrestled down at the 45 of Alcorn State by Warren Gatewood. We mentioned Gatewood at the top. That is a gain of 7.
And that's the matchup to watch. They're going to line up Gatewood on Chad Williams. Chad Williams is the most exciting, explosive receiver for Grambling. 6'2", 193-pound junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They think he's an NFL prospect as well.
2 catches already for Chad Williams, a team high 61 now on the year. That is a gain of 1. Damon Watkins with the tackle, the 33. First team all conference this year, middle linebacker for Alcorn State. Out of Southern California, Temecula. Grambling State 0 for 1 on third down, a 3rd and 2. In motion, Chester Rogers. Williams looking right, looking left. Now he's on the run, being chased. And will run out of bounds at the 40 and will pick up the first down. Needed a couple, got 4.
A lot of man-to-man being played by Alcorn State. Williams doesn't see anybody separating, decides to take off, makes a smart decision, protect the football, comes up with the first down.
This year's SWAC Offensive Player of the Year and first team all conference. Throwing just out of reach, incomplete for Verlin Hunter. Well, he pulled that out of the belly of Carter. Nicely done on the zone read, and then that run pass option, he let it go. It just overshot his receiver by a hair.
Yeah, great little rub route on display there. If you're going to see man-to-man coverage, you set a couple pick plays, force the defensive back to reroute. The receiver was open, just an overthrow by Williams.
Repeat first down.
We have our first flag. An illegal man downfield, so apparently one of the linemen got down a little early. So a 5-yard penalty. First at 15, back at the 45. Williams again. A little low at the throw, but grabbed by Williams, immediately tackled at the 31 for another flag down. There's Broderick Fobbs, and what a job he has done back in his alma mater in his second season.
Ineligible receiver downfield. And the 74 is an offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Well, they got to get that ironed out. That's back-to-back plays.
And you must make the adjustment. You know, in college football, people were questioning how Auburn at times looked like they had linemen 8 or 9 yards downfield. It's that 2 to 3 yard gray area, and right now you can tell Alcorn has made the officials aware of that. And if Grambling does it and their guys are 5 yards downfield, they will get flagged for an illegal man downfield.
Had a race what would have been a 14-yard gain. First and 20 back at midfield. Williams dangerously trying to dump it off. Darian Anderson came up defending Carter. Incomplete.
And the adjustment being made once Alcorn gets you in a long down and distance situation, 2nd and 20 yards, they can play zone coverage, keep everything in front. So this is a defense that likes to play a lot of man-to-man, but you see the 2 safeties high right now standing on the 40-yard line. They want to keep everything in front. Take a look.
Williams sets up the screen pass. Hunter. Ankle tackled at the 46 by Eric Foster. Pick up at just 4, and it's going to be 3rd and long, about 3rd and 16. Call it 3rd and 15.
Look to attack the seam. If you're going to get zone coverage, you must find a crease or a seam route. Be the weak spot of the defense right now. If you can maybe stick a throw in there with the strong arm of Jonathan Williams.
Williams with time to throw as they rush 4, and the throw towards the end zone right near the 5, out of bounds. DeAndre Smith there on the coverage of Chester Rogers.
Trying to throw it up to make a play, and ball thrown out of bounds. It was a great job of getting open by Chester Rogers. He got behind the defensive back, but the throw was out of bounds. Missed opportunity for Grambling.
Boy, the penalties killed him on that drive, Jay. They had something going. Wallace's second punt, his first was for 27. Rugby's it. It's going to bounce inside the 5 and be down there. Down at the 4 by Grambling State. 45-yard punt.
USC, Stanford, tonight at 7:45 on ESPN.
Home court, home field.
Are you out and about on this college football Saturday? Well, don't miss any of the action while you're on the go. You can stream any game live. Download the Watch ESPN app or go to watchespn.com. And this college football Saturday, you can put one game on the big screen, another game on your computer, your smartphone, tablet. Use Watch ESPN. Just download the app or go to watchespn.com. 2015 SWAC championship game. No score. Terrius Pouncey down that inside the 5, so beginning at their own 4-yard line is Alcorn State, and Footman nowhere to go there. Maybe made it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain is Guy Stallworth, number 29, with his team leading 87 tackles.
This has been a really good effort so far by Grambling. I thought the weakness coming in this game for Grambling, they give up a lot of points, over 31 points per game in the regular season for a team that went undefeated in conference. Expecting a shootout. So far, both defenses have done the job keeping the scoreboard with zeros.
2nd down and 10, under 4.5 minutes to go in this first quarter from Houston. It's the tight end Campbell in motion. Footman squeaks through, goes to the outside, breaks a tackle across the 10, and going to mark him out up by the 15, and that's 11-yard gain. Will be a first down. Guy Stallworth with the stop.
Yeah, look how many defenders he made miss that had an opportunity. Missed tackle there. Missed tackle. Great balance. Another missed tackle, and that extra effort that allowed Footman to pick up the first down.
Like 5 different guys touched him at some point before he finally was brought down. And a first down for Alcorn State at the 16. Play fake. Footman fires. Payne dropped it. Jordan Payne, normally very sure-handed. First team all-conference performer this year for the 2nd straight year.
And that's just not what Jordan Payne does. Jordan Payne, all-conference tight end / wide receiver. He averages 27.5 yards per catch. You don't go to Jordan Payne for the 8 to 9 yard throw. He wants the deep throw downfield. I'm just trying to find an excuse for him dropping that ball.
Alcorn State 8 rushes for 85 yards. Keep it on the ground here for Ragsdale, and there he goes again. He busted this time, and he's off to the house. Touchdown, Braves. 84 yards. Well, you can add that highlight to the other one that he's going to show his kids and grandkids someday.
Seems as if every time there's a television game and Ragsdale knows that Mark Neely's in the building, he shows out. Fantastic run, but look at the vision now. Look at the burst. Right now, he's going to see where he wants to take this football and explode. It becomes a foot race. No wasted motion. Impressive run by Darian Ragsdale.
McCraney for the point after knocks it through. 8th rushing touchdown of the year for Darian Ragsdale, who I think steps up his game when he knows that Jay Skywalker's in the building, but nonetheless goes for 84 yards.
He's a special back, averages over 7.5 yards per carry. You can see why, but this is a display you want to see. We saw the power run earlier. This is pure speed. I mean, this becomes a foot race. The safety takes a poor angle. Great running backs will make you pay for a poor angle. Ragsdale showing you he has the ability to be a great running back. Size and speed, the senior from Brandon, Mississippi, puts his team in the lead.
3 carries for 147 yards with a touchdown. I mean, I need to repeat that, don't I? 3 carries for 147 yards.
Man, 3 more yards, I could have figured out that it was 50-yard average per carry.
Pretty darn close. What a start for Ragsdale. You know, he's over 1,000 yards rushing now on the season. Came in at 956, but man, oh man.
Against this Grambling defense, there's some yards to be had out there. They give up over 440 yards in total offensive game. They need to find an answer for Darian Ragsdale.
But they've been pretty good against the run, as you said. I mean, they've already given up more runs to Ragsdale than they have given to most teams in a game. Short kick at the 9. Jandre Domino breaks a tackle, then runs into a pile at the 20. Well, let's see how Grambling State will respond to that. Find themselves down now with 3:23 to play in this first quarter.
And this is the time, if you're Jonathan Williams, you realize defense is having some difficulty right now. Offense, you need to score some points. I mean, this is an offense that averages over 43 yards, 43 points per game. They need to kick it into gear. They did not come into this football game expecting it to be low scoring. Let's see what they dial up on offense.
Kelly. Not much for Justin Kelly, just a yard or so. That was Dion McNair. Number 99 for Alcorn State with the tackle. Not a relation to Fred or Steve, which I know is a natural instinct when you hear the name McNair at Alcorn State. But a very impressive player who missed last year due to an ankle injury and played well for them 2 years ago and a good year this year. Williams with time. Throws and overthrew him. Overthrew Chad Williams, who had a couple of steps.
No, Mark. He missed the wide open receiver. Oh, you talk about a slot receiver running open in the middle of the field. Easier throw. You tell me which one is open. This route here or this route going over the top. I'll take the guy right there in the middle field.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Easy throw, blown coverage. Fortunate.
Not happy with himself.
But that's twice we've seen Williams overthrow open receivers. He needs to calm down just a little bit. The accuracy doesn't seem to be there right now for Jonathan Williams.
Domino's in motion. Williams pressured, just slings it dangerously, and it's picked off. A pick six for Warren Gatewood.
When you start hearing the drums and the pom-poms coming out, things are going well for the Braves.
24-yard return, second interception of the year for Gatewood.
Just trying to get rid of the ball late, not able to really step into the throw. You cannot throw the ball late outside. Warren Gatewood, who we said is an NFL prospect, shows you the athleticism in the range and makes Grambling pay with the pick six.
The 6'1" Gatewood reaching over the 5'9" Domino for the pick six. Point after. 14-0 Alcorn State.
We talked about the man-to-man coverage being played. Watch when the receiver goes in motion. Once he goes with him, that's man-to-man coverage. The ability to close and cover, he knows his responsibility. Looks, sees the ball come out late, makes the interception, shows the athleticism to finish it off. And you really cannot throw the ball late versus man-to-man coverage. You know, your accuracy must be in place when you're playing a team that's playing man-to-man coverage. Jonathan Williams doesn't have that right now. But they're going to have to just have to hit some throws. You know, normally you say, what do you do to kickstart your quarterback? Receivers have been open. He just has not been able to find the open receiver. Tough start right now for head coach Broderick Fobbs and Grambling.
Well, you're right, Jay. It's funny how a missed opportunity has really changed the whole complexion of the game. This should be 7-7 right now. If he hits that receiver in the middle of the field, it's a touchdown.
Yep.
Instead, it's 14-0.
He's not settled right now. And give credit, the Alcorn State defense, tough bunch, very experienced group in terms of their leadership. They're going to make it tough for the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year.
First pick six for the Alcorn State defense this season. And it comes here in the conference championship game. So they have the 14-0 lead. Still over 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter from Houston. Domino and Carter back. On the 9, Domino. He finds a crease. The kicker trying to tackle him and does so. McCraney gets him at the 45. 37-yard return for Domino.
So McCraney, he's suspect kicking, but he's a solid tackler.
Yes.
So this night, just being a football player right here, he struggled with his kicks, but look at him. Nice form. Does a good job breaking down and makes the tackle right around the waist and says a little something. Now, he should have been flagged for that possibly, but it's a good job of sticking there. He could easily hunt his head down after missing the field goal early, but nice tackle.
A good starting field position for the Tigers. Here's Carter. Picks up 4 on first down to the 49, tied up by Kenyon Brantley. Well, both these offenses have had problems with turnovers this year. We just saw Grambling State turn it over. First turnover for either side today.
Yeah, that's bad. You know, they rank 122nd and 119th in the country in turnover.
Bradley overthrows Chester Rogers. But out of all that, Grambling came in a -1 on the season, so they're -2. So their defense has done their job on the other side.
Yep, and they would probably lead the country in turnover margin if they didn't turn it over so much. Very opportunistic defense. Right now, they're in trouble. Alcorn has them on the ropes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jay, this is still the first quarter. This is a big third down play right here. Williams completes it, and that's enough for the first down by about a yard to Chester Rogers. So the Tigers do move the chains. They needed that 7-yard gain and a first down.
See if that can be the spark to get this offense going. I like to see them go with the power run right now. When the quarterback's not necessarily as accurate as you would like, go with the bigger runner. I'd bring Justin Kelly into the football game and try and play smash mouth football for a while.
Loose football jumped on by Williams. Well, he tried to hand off to Carter, but in the exchange lost it.
And that's on the quarterback. Ball on the ground on the exchange. You determine if you're going to pull it or not. Indecision. Late determination, that's on the quarterback. And right now, Jonathan Williams is not playing a very good brand of football right now. He needs to get his act together.
Lost 2, 2nd down and 12. Williams started to run and then slipped down. Well, no gain. Now, Williams is a senior, so if they lose this football game, his collegiate career comes to an end.
What I want to know is, should he step up or should he take off running? See, this is a step-up situation. Step up, let your receivers get open. Indecisive, decide he wants to run. There's a linebacker there waiting on him, forcing him to slip.
3rd and 12. Pressure off the edge. He gets hit, but completes it. Up to the 31. There is a flag down. And maybe on the hit of the quarterback.
Has to be roughing the passer.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 37 of the defense with a high hit on the quarterback. 8 yards to be added to the end of the pass. First down.
Now Whittington came up high on Jonathan Williams. You'll see him here. Ooh, and then from the other side.
Double. Yeah. Knew right away there was going to be a penalty for hitting the quarterback. He clearly released the football. Made a nice accurate throw. Jonathan Williams really need that. Add some more yardage to the end of the catch.
That was a 16-yard gain. Add 15 onto that. So they net 31 yards and have a first down at the 15 of Alcorn State. Grambling State trying to put together a drive to get back in this game. Pitch to Carter, and that's well read. Just a gain of a yard. Kenyon, Brantley, and Gatewood tackle him. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. An impressive quarter for Darian Ragsdale, the Alcorn State running back. 3 rushes, 147 yards. 84 of those on a touchdown run. Then the Gatewood pick 6. A first quarter that goes the way of the defending champs. They lead at 14-0.
Cowboy.
Ready to start the second quarter from Houston. ESPNU College Football presented by McDonald's. The 2015 SWAC Championship game. 14-0 Alcorn State. Grambling State has it 2nd down and 9 from inside the 15. Kept by Williams. He's headed to the end zone. Spins around at the goal line and he's in. Touchdown. So on the first play of the second quarter, Jonathan Williams, a 14-yard touchdown run, and I think the Tigers quarterback saying, hey, let me forget all about that first quarter and start fresh.
And that's what you need. That's the leadership that you need. Struggle throwing the football. Got the team in position. Nice seal block by the guard, Andre Gunn, and Williams rides him into the end zone for the touchdown.
Point after for Mark Orozco, and Jonathan Williams with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. It's Grambling State within a touchdown, 14-7.
Marsha.
Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research. Log on to jimmyv.org, or you can call 1-800-4JIMMY-V to donate. All donations benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research. After an 8-play drive for Grambling, it went 55 yards in just over 2.5 minutes. It is 14-7 as the Tigers kick off. Price and Warford back deep. Warford has a 95-yard kickoff return for touchdown this year, but that's Price who will take it at the 4. Up to the 27, where he's wrapped up by Terrell Coleman. Well, a good drive for Broderick Fobb's Tigers to get right back in it after falling down 14-0.
I really like the fact they took advantage of the penalty. The late hit on Jonathan Williams. A good team makes you pay for mental errors. Grambling able to capitalize and make this a 1-score game again.
It's been all Lenoris Footman at quarterback so far for Alcorn State.
Really doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Just keep handing the football off to number 22, Darian Ragsdale.
Running left, Warford on that jet sweep. With a nice gainer all the way across the 45 to the 46. Amphy and Roach corral him, but not before a 19-yard gain.
Just going across the formation, looking for the speed in the lane. Nice block by Ashton Hall, number 35. And Wolford, they're going to ride him all game. That was the game plan, and they're sticking to it.
First down, they're spotted at the 47 of Alcorn State. Shipped there by the tight end Campbell. Hand it off. Aaron Baker for 3 yards.
And I like Aaron Baker. He's good.
But he doesn't have 3 carries for 147 yards.
Yeah, Ragsdale's hot, and you almost say it's good to have depth at the running back position, but if one is clearly getting the job done, make the defense prove they can stop him, and now they bring Ragsdale back into the game. Smart move by Fred Keiss.
Second down and 7. Yeah, that's not a mistake. 3 rushes, 147 yards. Push to the.
I was down. Yeah,
yeah,
he was down, but give it to him. Make the defense prove they can stop Ragsdale. And it's not as if there's been excellent blocking by Ragsdale's long runs. He's earned those yards after contact.
Now he comes out because it's 3rd down and 9. Average yards to go on 3rd down for Alcorn State have been 11.5, so they've had a number of 3rd and longs, including this one. Footman blitzed off the edge, so he's going to run for it, and has it. Gets a nice block from Charles Hughes, a wide receiver on the edge. Marquez Cooper runs down the quarterback, but a 1st down run of 22 yards.
Watch the stunt here. You're going to see the stunt. Grambling's going to gamble, bring him around this way. They see it right away. Look at the running lane. Caught him rolling the dice. Defensive coordinator Everett Tide dialed up a defensive twist. They twist right into an open lane. Easy 1st down for Alcorn.
211 rushing yards already for the Braves. Of course, a lot of that has come from Ragsdale. The play fake to him. Pass. Warford breaks a tackle inside the 15. Spun down at the 11. Another 1st down. A gain of 19. Tackled by Guy Stallworth. Now the Braves want to go up tempo. 1st down from the 11. Screen. Warford had him on their heels, and he's leaping into the end zone. Touchdown. 11-yard touchdown for Marquise Warford. And again, Hughes, number 4, a wide receiver who doesn't get a lot of action in the passing game, and another nice block on the edge.
Back-to-back plays, just did a Riverside, changed the formation. They did it right, and this time they bring it back to the left. As you mentioned, they bring in Charles Hughes, number 4, 6'2", 200-pound wide receiver. Tough to get around him when he's out there blocking on the edge.
McCraney knocks it through, and Alcorn State answers right back with a touchdown of their own after Grambling State had put their 1st touchdown on the board. Back to a 14-point lead for the defending conference champs after the Warford touchdown.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is brought to you by Samuel Adams, for the love of beer.
From the Lone Star State, Houston, Texas, the 2015 SWAC championship game here in Houston at NRG Stadium for the 3rd consecutive year. 21-7 Alcorn State leading Grambling State. That was just a 6-play, 72-yard drive for Jay Hobson's Braves in 2 minutes, 43 seconds. Warford with the 11-yard touchdown catch. Carter, number 4, back deep. Along with Domino. Gotta watch for Carter. He has 2 kickoff returns for touchdown this year. 100 yards at Prairie View A&M. One of those 2. Is Carter going to bring it out? And he made a decision to bring it out. It's going to be a costly one. Started, stopped, started again, and then by that time he was in no man's land. Tackled by Jaron Harness. Tiffany has more down on the field with that Grambling State quarterback. What's up with Jonathan Williams?
Well, Jonathan Williams is everything you could ask for in a quarterback, according to his head coach, Broderick Fobbs. He was gushing with compliments on the call this week, saying how great of a leader he is, not only on the field, but in the classroom, and even leading song in their chaplain service before each football game. He says if you look in the dictionary and try to find G-Man, you'll find Jonathan Williams' picture right next to it, guys.
And Tiffany, thanks, and see if he continues to play well here in the second quarter. One play for him, which was a touchdown run after a tumultuous first quarter. Play fake, rolling out, throws a strike, caught at the 13 by Chester Rogers.
They could have flagged Grambling again for linemen down the field. 5-6 yards. When you're taking that much time, you have to throw it. Great concentration on the catch.
Senior Jonathan Williams and Grambling State trying to win their first conference title since 2011. Straight ahead, Justin Kelly. You'd like to see a little more of the big bruising back, the 240-pounder who picked up 3 yards there.
Pound the football a little bit. Let your quarterback settle down. You know, going to what Tiffany talked about. For years, you've always heard that G-man. We're the G-man. What it is to be a G-man. And, you know, that's a direct shadow on the program by Eddie Robinson. You know, he created G-men, more than just football players. They were leaders in life. And saying Jonathan Williams is a true G-man, that's the ultimate compliment.
Tumbling catch by Domino for just a couple of yards. Of course, Eddie Robinson passed away in 2007. And we must pass along our condolences. It's been a while. His wife Doris passed away in September at age 96. Doris Robinson, another loss for the Tiger family. Williams stepping up. What's he going to do with it? Throws it, and off the hands of Kelly. A little offline, but an incomplete pass.
And right now, Jonathan Williams is confused at the coverage. You know, they're playing brackets on their best receiver, so anytime that Chad Williams goes in a route, they've got a defender underneath, one over the top. So you have to wait a little bit more time. So I think it's time to look for the supplementary receivers. Chad Williams is going to get double teamed. Find a one-on-one matchup as you're seeing more man-to-man coverage on display right now.
Grambling State 3 of 6 on third down. A 3rd and 8, and he fires a fastball. Did he make the catch? Yes, Chad Williams, but right near the marker at the 26. There is a flag down. The spot is important, as is the call here. Where the spot is, it looks like he would have the first down. Well, let's see about the penalty.
Holding. Defense, number 21 on the eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Call that on Alcorn State's Quentin Cantu, cornerback. Got that right foot down.
Look at the concentration by Chad Williams. Dangerous throw, though. And that's why I still say I don't know if Williams is really seeing things well. You know, with safety help on the inside, the defensive back can jump on the outside route. That's why you have to rifle that throw in there. You like to see him find an easier throw to make on the field.
Williams drops, throws, has his man. That's Domino. First down up to the 45 of Alcorn State.
Attack the seams, allow the receiver to clear behind the linebackers. They're trying to play soft zone coverage. Strong throw by Jonathan Williams. Big pickup for the G-man.
32-yard gain. First down spotted at the 46 of Alcorn State.
So now the Grambling starting to have success against the zone. Look for Alcorn to go back to some good old-fashioned man-to-man coverage.
Empty backfield on first down for the Tigers. Here comes the blitz off the edge. Throw off the hands of Williams, reaching forward. A flag down again.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 94. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Defensive end Michael Brooks called for the face mask. Sophomore out of Jackson, Mississippi.
You can see Brooks, number 94. Engage right here. That's it right there. Good job by the official to catch that.
Got a hold of Justin Miller's face mask. Third penalty against the Braves for a total of 40 yards. And first down, Williams to Domino dropped. I think he knew that Damon Watkins was rapidly approaching and heard those footsteps. Watkins first team all conference this year. Williams again to Domino. This time hangs on but gets pulled down at the 24. Eric Foster, number 25, with a tackle. Be third and about 3.
And they're keeping the empty backfield. And what Alcorn's been doing is side adjustment. When they see you go empty, they're going to blitz a linebacker. Good preparation by Grambling, knowing Alcorn likes to bring pressure with this empty backfield formation.
Here come the linebackers again. A fade towards the end zone. Dropped it right in to Verlin Hunter. Touchdown, Grambling State. 24-yard touchdown. Prettiest ball of the day thrown by Jonathan Williams, his 37th touchdown pass of the year.
It was beautiful. Empty formation. Alcorn's going to blitz. What do? Take a deep shot. Get rid of the football quickly. What a pretty pass. Vernon Hunter was able to get behind Warren Gatewood for the touchdown.
Mark Carrasco with the point after. Back to a 7-point game. The teams trading touchdowns here in Houston. It's 21-14, Alcorn State.
North Carolina.
After a shaky first quarter, Jonathan Williams now having a better second quarter. If you're going to pick on Warren Gatewood, you better throw the football almost perfectly, and that's what we saw Jonathan Williams just do.
Yeah, fantastic execution by Verlin Hunter and Jonathan Williams. Football one-on-one. Gatewood knows he doesn't have help on the inside, has to be cautious of the inside break. But look at this throw on the M-O-N-E-Y. Great timing, nice throw, good recognition. The G-men make it a one-score game again.
8-play drive that began at their own 4-yard line. Remember when Carter brought it out and was tackled at the 4, but needed under 3 minutes. With a 24-yard touchdown pass to Hunter. Warford, number 10, back deep along with Price. Trying to keep it away from him and kicked short. Taking it to 17. I think that's Aaron Baker. It is indeed Baker. Up to the 27-yard line. Well, Sunday it's the Women's College Cup Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual. Noon Eastern from Cary, North Carolina. Number 3 Duke against top-ranked Penn State for the championship. The game also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Championship Saturday, not only here in Houston but around the country. A lot of great football games. We got a good one going here inside NRG Stadium.
Did the hometown team win today in the American Conference Championship? Did Houston?
They did indeed. Give your head coach the big dollar extension and the team reacts, huh? Warford in motion. Straight ahead. Ragsdale.
Oh, statement. That was a statement tackle.
For just a gain of 3, pushed back by Stallworth and Roach and others.
This is frustration. You know, the defensive coordinator, Everett Todd, said, hey, we need to tackle him hard. 3 white jerseys there, get him up in the air for the takedown body slam style tackle.
They did. They physically lifted him off the ground. For a guy who had 3 carries for 147 yards prior to that. Fake the handoff to Ragsdale, off the hands of Warford. As Mike Roach was coming on quickly with a very catchable ball for Warford, he said, yeah, my bad that time.
And that's a situation where you have to throw the football because Grambling made the adjustment, said we're not going to let Ragsdale hurt us. You have to throw the football. The number count dictated that you throw. Now 3rd and long, you have to think Grambling to go to a nickel package. It'll be very tough to run the football. They're going to bring an extra defensive back in the game.
Alcorn State 1 for 3 on 3rd down.
And you see all this commotion in the middle right here? They're prepared to blitz. There's no running back, no threat of the run. Here they come.
That deflected off Payne and carried all the way past midfield. 4th down. Payne complaining. I don't know if that hit him in the face mask or what. Whatever it hit, it carried hard off of Payne and ricocheted 25 yards up the field. Sean McLean back to receive this punt from Hayden McCraney. Short punt bounces at the 35, takes an Alcorn State roll and picked up on the run by McLean, and then he's clobbered at the 45. Isaac Sampson came flying in, and Alcorn State player down, a couple of them down. McLean popped right back up.
Ooh, collision. I mean, you like the effort on special team for the tackle, but man, that's a big Isaac Sampson. All 6'5", nearly 400 pounds of him, number 79 by far. Oh,
he tackled him up around the neck. That's Terrell Williams, number 48. There's another player down, Christian Brown, and yeah, Isaac Sampson, who's 2-time first team all SWAC, as you mentioned, 390 pounds, came barreling in there and did some damage. He's taken up a lot of that bench as well.
It's a big man.
Yes.
Huge man. Give me another word that describes bigger, large mass, or extraordinarily large.
He's so big, he's making the Samoan guy who's 300 pounds next to him look small. Is Kelly Inosia. Williams just throws it out of bounds in the direction of Erlen Hunter. Well, it's been a better second quarter for Jonathan Williams than the first, Jay. But I don't think we're still seeing the guy who was named the Offensive Player of the Year in the conference.
Taking on very tough defense. And I think in the first quarter, obviously, Alcorn won that battle, but he's starting to run the football a little bit more effectively.
Zone read, pulls it out, throws, had his man, and underthrew him. A sliding attempt by Domino.
This has to be a little bit frustrating, particularly for offensive coordinator Eric Dooley. We've seen Grambling receivers open. You know, that's a throw there. You hit him in stride. That's a huge play. It's one of these plays I'm sure he hits. Second level throw. Throws it low behind slide and catch, where that should be a first down and then some. Just the accuracy not there yet for Jonathan Williams.
3rd down, time running out, and he's sacked back at the 40. There's a flag though. Michael Brooks with the sack, but the flag came down right at the spot of the tackle.
Should be a holding.
Holding. Offense, number 78. That penalty decline. 4th down.
Well, left tackle Scott called for the hold. That penalty refused, and Grambling will punt. Lost 7 yards on the sack. Jonathan Wallace to punt. Takes a bounce back and forth. It's going to be down at the 29-yard line. Jay, why don't you give me 5, the HBCU power rankings?
Yeah, right away. I know some of the viewers aren't going to like this. Alcorn, number 1 most of the year. They're number 5 in the power rankings right now because number 4, they stumbled a little bit too. North Carolina A&T, those 2 teams for most of the season were number 1 and 2 in my power rankings. They dropped. How about this? Number 3, Jerry Mack, North Carolina Central. Good job. Number 2, you're watching them, the G-men, and now I know I'm not making people happy, but Bethune-Cookman to me is the number 1 team in all the bubble. South Carolina State, I still go back to Bethune-Cookman going on the road, beating Grambling at Grambling.
Yeah, that was in week 2 of the season. 56-53 was the final there. Ragsdale stopped by Jamison Goins. Did you think Bethune-Cookman should have been in the FCS postseason?
Oh, yes. I mean, you win 9 football games. Their loss was to North Carolina A&T, who was ranked in the top 15 when they played them in the FCS football. They beat a top 25 club in Grambling. The other loss was to an FBS program, so you throw it out. I mean, how do you not have that team in there?
Well, it was a 3-way tie in the MEAC. Bethune-Cookman, North Carolina Central, North Carolina A&T. And because it was a 3-way tie, that benefited A&T to get into the Celebration Bowl. Winner of this game will be their opponent. Couple of misdirections, and Warford's off to the races. Spinning around, gives a little ground, coming to the near side, breaks another tackle. Finally ushered out of bounds at the 33 by Jatarius Pouncey. Little razzle-dazzle, big run by Warford, and a gain of 33.
They let it all play out on the field right there. Warford, they're continuing to get him the football in creative ways. Great balance, athleticism, gets a nice wipeout block from his partner in the receiving core.
Well, the first handoff went to Tillette George, then he handed off to Warford. And a whistle at the snap.
Foul start. Offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. First down.
On Isaac Sampson, who has his nearly 400 pounds back out on the field and moved a little early. Timeout taken by Grambling State. So the Tigers use their first timeout of the half with 6:12 to play first half. Tigers are down by 7.
Okay, what is this?
It's chewy.
Really icy.
Well, coming up tonight on ESPN, it's the Pac-12 championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. 20th ranked USC, 7th ranked into the college football playoff. They need a win and some help. It's coming up tonight, Pac-12 championship game on ESPN. First down and 15 after the false start against Alcorn State. Ball into 38 of Grambling. Footman, design run, just taken off. Lost the football. Was he able to get it back? If he did, he got a very fortuitous bounce to get that to come back to him. And that looks like that's the case.
We mentioned earlier how Alcorn turns the football over a lot at a high rate. Imagine this. That's their 25th fumble. Doesn't count, but they got it back. They have 24 fumbles coming into this football game. Very fortunate that wasn't number 25.
Well, he did get a nice roll, but it also took a nice play to scoop it back in after he lost it. It is a 9-yard gain. So Alcorn State keeps possession. Second down and 6. Footman gives it to Aaron Baker. He's wrapped up from behind by Derwin Butler, who pushes him back, but first it's a gain of 2. As Grambling State teams won 9 in a row, they have not lost since the aforementioned defeat to Bethune-Cookman Jay was mentioning a short time ago. That was back on September 12th. Since then, they've reeled off 9 straight wins.
Roderick Fobbs, the SWAC Coach of the Year. Well deserved.
Play fake to Ragsdale. It's in the air and a strike. Jordan Payne. And they get their first team all-conference receiver into the mix for a 17-yard gain.
And Ragsdale to play action. Way to settle in the pocket and deliver a nice throw. And Norris Footman, that's playing quarterback at a high level.
You know, Footman came in with just a 41% completion percentage. He's looked like a lot better passer than that today.
He has. When you look at the numbers, you kind of question it. But we see he has the ability to make all the throws, and we've also seen some drop balls by his receivers. But you have the feeling Footman's going to be the quarterback down at Alcorn for the next couple of years, just a sophomore.
Now the Braves
Timeout. Alcorn.
going to use their final timeout of the first half with 4:02 to go in half number one. Alcorn State over 300 yards total offense, but the vast majority of it has come on the ground with some selected passes from Footman. It's been a good game calling, and really it was Ragsdale who set the early statement with 3 carries for 147 yards.
Yeah, you talk about running the football. I think this is a SportsCenter top 10 nominee. Running back's dream. Trucking a safety in the middle of the field in front of the whole stadium. Oh, he really set the tone with the tempo there. He continued to do it. This is great vision and speed right here. So it shows you power. He showed you speed. And he really opened up the passing game. So Footman's able to throw the football now because of the hard running in this football game early by Darian Ragsdale.
The 84-yard touchdown run. 150 rush yards, a season high for Ragsdale. His career high. It's 173. Trying to add on there. Stopped at the 11 by Arquez Cooper.
And no surprise to see Alcorn with a great running back. I mean, the offensive coordinator Fred Keiss for years has always had great runners. You know, you go back to Charles Anthony when he was at Tennessee State, and Keiss was the offensive coordinator at Hampton. He had Alonzo Coleman. When he was at Alabama State, Isaiah Crowell. He is really known for using featured backs.
Kept by Footman, running right. Oh, what a nice tackle by Mike Roach. Before he could get to the edge, got him by the shoe tops, and a loss of 2.
Give credit to Michael Roach. We saw him take the hit from Ragsdale earlier, but this is how you track down a quarterback. Right side of your screen, number 6. He's responsible for the outside, not allowing Footman to get outside his line of vision. Nice tackle in the open field by Roach.
Out of Southern Lab High School, Baton Rouge. 3rd and 12. They can get a first down without scoring. Footman rears back. There's a flag. Takes a shot for the end zone that's off target for George.
Personal foul. Chop block. Number 7 and number 36 of offense. 15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, the right tackle Jeffrey Reno and the running back Baker combo high-low for the chop block.
Yep,
right there.
One high, one low. Nice call by the officials.
Well, special teams have been an issue. So what may have been a manageable field goal, it's going to be 3rd down since the penalty's accepted, but you spot that all the way back at the 29.
When I break the huddle, I'm looking for number 10. If I'm Grambling State.
Warford in the slot up at the top of the screen. Footman looking in his direction and has him into the end zone. Touchdown. 28 yards. Second of the day for Marquise Warford. Well, the difference right now is Footman's not missing these throws.
Yeah, exactly. You know, in space, he's making it. Nice little double move. Fake the stop block. Small window to get the football in. He's going to block. No, he's not. Takes off behind him. They caught Mike Roach looking in the backfield for the touchdown.
Up and good. 28-14. Alcorn State with a 2-touchdown lead. Let's check in with the studio and Brendan Fitzgerald.
Hey, Mark, coming up at halftime, we'll keep you posted on what's happening in Atlanta, the SEC championship game. Houston likely headed for a New Year's Six bowl game. And Charles Arbuckle joins me to talk about why more than a handful of people think North Carolina's got a shot tonight. Back to you.
Brendan, thanks. Look to that. Look forward to you and Charles at the half. So much to keep track of on this championship Saturday.
Come on, Arbuckle. It's not easy. It's not hard to say that North Carolina has a chance tonight. I mean, how many consecutive games have they won?
Hey, I'm going to stick up for Charles. Maybe he's got something groundbreaking at halftime.
Okay. We'll see what the Buck has.
Maybe he's going to go out on a limb and say they're in if they win.
You've got a team that's won with 10 consecutive games and a quarterback that's playing his best football in his career. They have a chance against anybody in the country right now. If you're playing quarterback at that level and you've got some weapons, they can beat anybody. Now, will they do it is the question.
Yes. Martez Carter back deep. What's he going to do? That's about the same spot he took it out last time and does so. And once again gets penalized for it. Stopped at the 6. Well, the winner of this game is not only the SWAC champion, but their season continues. It would carry on in a couple of weeks at the 2015 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl against North Carolina A&T. A&T representing the MEAC. That's on ABC, noon Eastern.
Noon o'clock?
Yeah. You got to make something up every once in a while. 9 a.m. Pacific time out on the West Coast. Coming up in a couple of weekends. Looking forward to that. Jay and I will be there, and Tiffany. And it's going to be cool to be part of history, the first ever Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. Kelly. Pulled down at the 35 by Eric Foster. And I know this is a guy, even though you're down a couple of scores, don't have to panic. You can still feed the big guy.
They get him in there. He runs to contact, looking for contact. Instead of making a foot race, he's looking, okay, where can I cut? Who can I hit?
33-yard game for Justin Kelly.
They see they're going the empty. They're trying to bait them into blitzing, but Alcorn learned their lesson. Now they're playing pure zone coverage.
And Williams runs out of bounds at the 36. You have 2 timeouts left. Under 2 minutes to go in this first half.
And now that you know that, you stick with the same personnel, the empty personnel, and you call routes designed to attack zone coverage.
I think the officials want some time added, which they do. Tack on 5 seconds. Williams 10 for 19, 111 yards with a touchdown and an interception, which was a pick 6. Williams pulled it back down, and that was a mistake because then he got hit. That gave Damon Watkins, number 33, an opportunity to get there, and he did.
But nobody to cover. This is just a self-called Damon Watkins getting to the quarterback. Grambling fortunate that wasn't a fumble.
Watkins, first team all-conference. Their team leader in tackles for loss. 3rd and 7. Williams to the near side, but out of reach. Verlin Hunter. 4th down. Now you're looking at an Alcorn State team that doesn't have any timeouts left in this half. It's still 1:47 to go and already up 2 scores. Wallace punting with Anthony Williams back. Williams takes the fair catch at the 21. 1:39 to play in the half, and the Alcorn State offense right back onto the field after the 42-yard punt. Trying to repeat as conference champions. Alcorn State, who were also the HBCU national champions last year. First time in, 30 years for them. That's one thing the Celebration Bowl will also settle.
Yeah. No, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and the SWAC, they'll settle it on the field. But what you're starting to see right now from Alcorn, this is the team that I think everybody saw the first 6 to 7 weeks of the football season. offense putting up a number of points, hard running.
Well, play clock was running down. They don't have any timeouts.
Number 17, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So it ran out. They were waiting for Warford to get on the field. Number 10, kind of like, hey, Marquise, you're killing it here in the first half, man. We need you on the field. Come on out. Plus, we don't want to play with 10 guys. 6 penalties, 65 yards in the first half against Alcorn State. Warford's had a nice half. A couple of touchdowns. Footman decides to take off and slides down at the 21 in the vicinity of Nicholas Peoples. Again, no timeouts. Does pick up 5.
And not a real sense of urgency, so maybe Alcorn is telling you they're pretty content going into the locker room with a 14-point lead, not over-aggressive here. If that's the case, and go ahead and hand the ball off to Ragsdale, see if we can create something before the half.
Grambling will receive the second half kickoff. Doing what you asked, Ragsdale. Well, up to the 39.
Now you step on the gas. Now you want to get everybody up to the line of scrimmage. Great vision, and watch the patience of him to set up big number 79, Isaac Sampson. Let that wall go by, and then cut up field. Nice patience by Ragsdale.
16-yard gain. Clock restarts after the chains are set, and Footman takes a strike middle of the field, right near the marker. The catch by Jordan Payne. This may be close enough. It will be a first down, so they'll stop the clock. Well, they're not stopping the clock to move the chains. Well, they lost some time there that they should have gotten.
See, get to the line of scrimmage. Don't let this clock tick. You're going to miss these seconds. Seconds are valuable right before the half.
Boy, a lot of time came off the clock there. Too high and should have been picked off by Deion Bonner. Had it in his hands. Would have been his second of the year.
And this one just gets away from him, hangs in the air, and you're exactly right. Bonner needs to make that play for his team.
If he catches that, how far does he go?
If he catches it and stays on up, that's a pick 6.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was a shot to really change things here late in the half. Down to 18 seconds, so the Braves with no timeouts on 2nd and 10. Footman sets up the screen pass to Ragsdale.
This kid's good.
Man, put the boom down at the 40. First down to stop the clock. You're going to have to get up there and spike it.
Spike it. Oh, that's too long. It doesn't take 4 to 5 seconds to spike a ball.
Time ran out, but there should be some time left. There should be at least 1 second remaining.
Please put 1 second on the game clock. 1 second.
Yeah, I mean, this is one I think they could have managed that last minute and a half a little bit better than they did. After the long run by Ragsdale.
Well, bringing out McCraney, who had missed
previous play is under review.
4 in a row. They're going to review to see if time had run out. So that's gone to our replay official.
It was close. I mean, I was wondering, you're under center for 3 or 4 seconds calling cadence. You have to have a quick count verbiage that you can say where the center just snaps it.
Well, now they're bringing McCraney back off the field because you're looking at a guy whose long field goal is 36 yards. And you would have been looking at way over 50. Up to the replay booth with Rob Gilbert, Ken Dollar, his communicator. And here's the end of the play, which is a first down. So the clock
stop at 8, 9. Okay.
They actually lost a second or two, which they lost about 10 seconds on the previous first down when the clock wasn't stopped.
So then it starts. He's under center. He's taking. Yeah. He got the snap off clearly. 2 seconds.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. 1 second on the game clock.
So you bring in all your hands guys, Warford, Payne, George, and you take a shot for the end zone to end the half. And leave the kicker on the sideline. So now Alcorn State, I should say Grambling, will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. Well, we have a moment, Jason. Why don't you give me 5 and tell me something about the great assistants out there.
And I think that's what people need to know. There are coaching opportunities that are open out there. So there's some great minds I think need to get credit and consideration for these jobs. So in no order, I'm not going 1 through 5. Ted White, Howard University, great at developing quarterbacks. Sam Washington, defensive coordinator, North Carolina A&T, one of the best in the business. Fred Kites, we're seeing it on display here. Longtime coach, offensive guy, does it. Yogi Jones, Bethune-Cookman is the key. We got Eric Dooley, who we're seeing here at Grambling. The 2 offensives are doing well. And about Craig Ray, Arkansas Pine Bluff paid his dues. Those are some of the best offensive assistants right now that probably should be considered for some of these head coaching jobs as they come open.
Final play of the first half. Footman to take a shot. Caught, but then out of bounds. Charles Hughes, and that takes us to the end of the first half. 28-yard gain, but time runs out. It was the running of Ragsdale early, the receiving touchdowns for Warford late, and in the first half, Alcorn State with a 2-touchdown lead. And look at the rushing yards for them. Grambling State will get the kickoff to start the second half. 28-14, Alcorn State leading Grambling here at the intermission. Now let's send it to the studio. Charles Hallbuckle and Brendan Fitzgerald. Guys.
Mark, thank you very much. Grambling on the 9-game winning streak, but in the SWAC championship, Alcorn State out to a 2-touchdown.
Yeah, Darian Ragsdale with 166 yards, a touchdown, and then Lenoris Footman also 2 touchdowns, throwing the football effectively. They are really playing well. Alcorn State is looking for revenge for that game earlier in the year.
Yeah, Grambling got the win, but by 1 point. So these teams evenly matched, and Grambling has some work to do if they want to get back in this ball game. SWAC championship has hit halftime. Let's get you to other championship action on this championship Saturday, starting in the SEC. Florida taking on Alabama. Of course, the Gators, huge underdogs in this one. Jim McElwain, first season as head coach, gets to the title game. Nick Saban and Alabama, they expect to be here. They are back once again. Special teams were huge in this one. Block punt for the safety.
Alabama going after it. We said special teams will play a key role. Special teams, again, people will play a key role.
Yeah, and how about this? More special teams. The block, not quite a kick 6 here, but the block on the field goal attempt, so it stays 2-0. But more special teams, and this time it's the Gators getting going. Antonio Callaway's been doing it all season.
A freshman who's got a lot of explosion, and he'll get down the field. Look at that. Doesn't waste time, has blocking for him. No one can catch this young man. Goes to the house.
Indeed, the punter cannot catch Antonio Callaway. Straight north-south for the touchdown. It's 7-2, but back come the Tide. They get the offense going a little bit. Jake Coker to Calvin Ridley.
There's always 1 or 2 of these a game that Lane Kiffin will dial up. Vernon Hargraves just misses the interception. Yeah, great job by Ridley looking it in.
And a couple of plays later, it's Derrick Henry in for the touchdown. His 23rd of the season, ties an SEC record. Busy college football action. Keep up to date. Stream every game live at home or on the go. Download the Watch ESPN app or visit watchespn.com. Already going, the Alcorn State offense. Lenoris Footman's having a big game at quarterback for the Braves. They are 30 minutes away from a SWAC championship. Second half starts right after this. Alabama defense up front. No joke. Neither is this guy. The bands are out on the field. Second half at the SWAC championship is coming.
A flock.
Welcome back to ESPNU College Football presented by McDonald's. We prepare for the start of half number 2 from NRG Stadium in Houston. 2015 SWAC championship game. Defending champions Alcorn State leading Grambling State 28-14. Glad to have you back with us here in Houston with Jay Walker, Mark Neely, Tiffany Green down on the field. Jay, what do you expect in half number 2?
I think it's going to be a shootout. I think the first quarter was slow. That was to the detriment of Grambling State. They need to score a lot of points. The Alcorn State defense has stepped up and started to slow down Grambling, but I think it's going to be a shootout because there's so much talent on the field, so many explosive plays.
Well, Grambling quarterback Jonathan Williams in the first quarter, not great. Second quarter, there was some improvement.
Yeah, he found his rhythm a little bit, and they really did a good job of trying to get him wide open receivers. He was able to hit a couple big plays, but he needs to be a little bit more consistent. Jonathan Williams, the numbers there, not bad, but for the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year in this type of game, you would expect better. Darian Ragsdale, he's run the football tremendously. Look at the numbers there. They speak for themselves. I think he should get more carries. 3 carries after 150 yards. They gave him 3 more. They fouled him up a little bit. He's phenomenal. Force feed him the football.
Yeah, his first 3 carries were for 147 yards. So the next 3 carries still not bad, but averaging nearly 28 yards per carry. Broderick Fobbs, the head coach of the Tigers in his second season. His team has won 9 straight games, but Alcorn State have the 2-touchdown lead. Grambling will get the football to begin the second half. Aiden McCraney kicking off. Martez Carter back. Keep it away from him and give it to Domino at the 7. Hit hard at the 21, and a flag comes out. Quentin Smith on special teams with a tackle for Alcorn State. See about the flag from our referee Eddie Kelly.
During the return, blocking the back, number 84, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Let's check in down below with Tiffany. What's on the head coach's minds at halftime?
Well, for Coach Fobb and Grambling, they said we have to play better than we did in the first half. Jonathan Williams was off, and Coach Fobb says the open men are there. We've just got to hit them. Conversely, his defense has to find a way to stop the run. For Alcorn State, Jay Hobson says, look, we've been in this position before. The last time we played them, we were up by 14 at the half. This time, we must finish.
Well, what I just took away from that is Broderick Fobbs saying our receivers are open. We just got to hit them. Says a lot right there. The penalty pushed him back to the 10. A nice little spin move, a couple of spin moves. And Williams up to the 18. Notice his right thumb throwing hand, which was taped up late in the first half.
And I think that would be the source of some of the missed throws. As a quarterback on your throwing hand, you really protect that like a prized possession. That's what may be responsible for some of the inaccuracy we saw in the first half.
Williams ran for 8. Now runs for about 3 and does pick up a first down. Tackled by Eric Foster. First down for Grambling at their own 22.
A little bit different. In the first half, it was up-tempo, up-tempo, up-tempo. Now Grambling slowing down the tempo of the offensive play selection.
Kelly got a little burst of steam there. They get up to the 24-25 yard line for about 4 yards. Darian Moody, defensive end, number 56, made the tackle, and he was a little slow getting up.
And if I'm Grambling, I'd like to see them go back to the up-tempo style of play. When you still are trailing by 14 points in this game.
Play fake. Williams throws far side. Domino had to adjust, was able to get a hand on it, but couldn't pull it in.
They brought the pressure from the outside. Outside goes double outside linebacker blitz. Meeting at the quarterback. You're going to see him coming, containing the quarterback at the same time. One outside backer to distract the throw. The other makes a hit on the quarterback.
Grambling 4 of 9 on third down today. 3rd and 8 here. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Williams steps up, looking, throws back across the field to Chester Rogers, gets a block, and then is out of bounds short of the first down by a couple of yards. Domino came back and is the one that put the block on the Alcorn State player that's still down, Eric Foster, number 25. And it is going to be 4th down.
You'll see it going all the way across his body, and you're going to see Foster not even see it coming. It's domino. The hard block on the outside.
And it looked like he did get to the side. It looked like a legal block, a hard one.
Yep, in front, yep. Shoulder first.
Good block.
Not a block in the back. And Chester Rogers did a good job of setting up the block, but you just hate to see ball player go down.
Jay Hobson out there checking on his player.
And that's a big one. Eric Foster plays that weak outside linebacker position for him. 52 tackles on the season. That's second best leading tackler.
Good to see him pop up. And their leading interception guy, 3 picks on the year. Good to see him walk off the field. Punt for Jonathan Wallace. Takes it Alcorn, bounce out of bounds at the 45. So the Braves are going to have good starting field position for Lenoris Footman after a 25-yard punt.
Footman showed he can throw the football a little bit better than the 40% completion ratio, but at the end of the day, he's got nice running ability. And he showed that in the first half. Great play selection by offensive coordinator Fred Kyson. We saw some wide open receivers running around the football field in the first half. Alcorn just a little bit better with their execution, getting the ball to playmakers down the field.
Have not seen John Gibbs take any snaps at quarterback so far today for Alcorn State. It's been all Lenoris Footman. Fakes the handoff to Ragsdale, sets up the screen pass. It's a little awkward. George, though, bounced off one tackler and is down at the 48 for a gain of 3.
So when John Gibbs went down, Footman became the starter for the last 5 games. In those 5 games, he's rushed for almost 900 yards, 860 yards rushing. And just 5 games of work lets you know he's a legitimate run threat.
Footman puts it in the belly of Ragsdale. Well, I will say this for the Grambling defense. Since the 84-yard touchdown run for Ragsdale, they've seemed a little perturbed whenever Ragsdale gets the football again.
Yeah, tackle with a purpose, you know, and make it hurt a little bit if you can. But I also don't think you run Ragsdale in between the 2 guards. I think you run him off tackle. We saw the great vision and the speed and the power. The strength of the Grambling defensive line is 2 big fellas in the middle. You want another strength? Right there. Those 2 big guys right there. Walls.
Footman on 3rd down. Stopped 4 yards from the first down, just a gain of 2. Javonte Williams, Donovan McCray on the tackle of Footman. 4th down. Going to bring on Hayden McCraney to punt. Sean McLean running back to his own 10 to take the punt. Seen both teams do this. Going to bounce into the end zone for the touchback. It's going to come out to the 20. 10:39 to play, 3rd quarter, a 50-yard punt.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and College Football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition.
Well, the winner of this game not only is the SWAC champion, but they will represent the SWAC in the first ever, the inaugural 2015 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl down in Atlanta in 2 weeks, taking on the MEAC representative North Carolina A&T. Noon Eastern Time, 9 Pacific on ABC. And Tiffany standing by with the executive director of the Celebration Bowl, John Grant. Tiffany?
And John Grant's holding the 2 invitations. Only one of these teams will be able to go on to represent the SWAC and the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. And John, in terms of what this means to HBCU football, can you put it in words?
Well, this is a huge opportunity. When you see that a game like this where you have 2 teams playing for a championship and now they have a next game to go to at the bowl level, these sorts of experience for the young men and for our HBCUs is something that we've never had before, and we're really excited to present that, to them.
All right, in terms of how it all came together, really curious to know what happened.
Well, over the years, this has been something that's been in discussion, and Commissioner Dennis Thomas and Commissioner Sharp were instrumental in working with ESPN to decide, in working with their university presidents and CEOs, to send their champions to this wonderful bowl game. And so we're excited to have this in Atlanta on December the 19th, and we know that we'll be presenting the first game of the bowl season in Atlanta with the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. So we're really pleased to have that opportunity.
And we'll see some exciting football as Alcorn State recovers on the turnover as they're driving. Darian Ragsdale nearing to the end zone. We'll send it back up to Mark Mueller really quickly.
And is he going to get in? Yes, after all that, there is a flag. Well, after Grambling's second turnover of the game,
Offense, number 7.
it's coming back.
10-yard penalty, and big first down.
Darian Moody knocked it out. Eric Foster recovered. Let's take a look at the turnover committed by Grambling. Again, their second of the game.
This is the run here, but I like Ragsdale off tackle. He's really good with great vision and the power. He can finish. Look at him just drive the rest of the Tiger defense into the end zone. Here's how they got the football back, though. Not securing the football. Martez Carter stripped in. How about that for Eric Foster? Before the commercial break, we saw him get hit, get dinged up, comes back and recovers a fumble. Good for him.
After the penalty, it's a first down and 20. Throw by Footman, batted down by Donovan McCray.
Is that scouting work? We talked about how Ragsdale got slowed down. You don't run him in between the 2 guards. He's a great off-tackle runner with power and vision. I would go back to it because Grambling still's not shown they can stop Darren Ragsdale when he runs the ball off tackle.
A very impressive offensive line for Alcorn State. Really the heart of that offense. According to offensive coordinator Fred Keiss. Footman tripped up, and he's going to be dropped.
Did he fumble?
That ball did come out, and Grambling State gets it back. So the teams trade turnovers. That's the first time the Braves have turned the football over today. Derwin Butler with the recovery for the Tigers.
Step it up. We know ball security has been a problem. What Alcorn does is fumble the football, try to use the football to balance out, turned it over, and missed opportunity for Alcorn State after getting the football with great field position. It was a holding that took a touchdown off the board, and now a fumble.
I think Jay Hobson wanted to take a look at it.
That was easy. Nothing to look at, Coach.
Well, he wants a timeout. I think he's still wanting this play to be reviewed. He's looking up at the scoreboard, and he's under the impression that he should be down. But if the football's touching the ground, is the knee down?
No, he's up. He tried to use the football to balance.
Yeah, he's not. If you put the football on the ground, that's your arm, leg, knee, something else has to be down to be down. He's still up.
Yeah, knee's not down.
That's a fumble.
That's why I said it's will be quick.
So Alcorn State If you're the Braves, Jay, you're probably thinking, hey, we may have just missed a chance to score a back-breaking score perhaps in this game.
Huge missed opportunity.
Let's see if the conference offensive player of the year can go to work, and he just throws that too far wide and out of bounds. Intended for Chad Williams. Tiffany still has a little bit more with John Grant, the executive director of the Celebration Bowl. Guys?
That's right. He's been so patient to sit here and just wait as there's so much exciting activity on the field. In terms of why'd you feel the need to create this bowl?
Well, when you look at the landscape now of college football, it's just a natural that these universities, Division I conferences with the MEAC and the SWAC have the same opportunity to participate at the bowl level, as many of the other schools do. So this is a great door opener. 123 years ago, the first HBCU game was played between Livingston and Biddle College. So 123 years later, this year, the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl sort of fulfills a vision that people had that long ago and was supported by many, up until now. So we're just delighted to be a part of it.
In terms of being a part of history, not only that, you look at partnering with the 100 Black Men of Atlanta, doing things in conjunction with them. Speak to some of the activities surrounding the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl.
Well, the 100 Black Men is a great and strategic partner. I spent a long time working with them and now with ESPN in this bowl game. So bringing the community together around this bowl game was really important for us. And their relationship helps us connect the community to the bowl through things like male youth symposiums. We have a robotics showcase and invitational. We'll have a fan experience that's coordinated by them. And it really helps the bowl be more than just a game, but also something that impacts the community and the young people therein. So we're working really hard to assure that especially young people in Atlanta and around the surrounding areas have a chance to participate in this outstanding first inaugural Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl.
Hey, John, thanks so much for your time. We're looking forward to it and being in hot Atlanta, guys.
Indeed, 2 weeks from today. Thanks, Tiffany. Thanks, John Grant.
For a while they're doing the interview, I thought Alcorn was trying to punch their ticket to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Then they turned the ball back over, and now Grambling's moving the football.
Grambling converted on a third down. Now a second third down. A tipped, and picked off. Warren Gatewood, his second interception of the game. Third Grambling turnover.
And this is what NFL teams like to see. The ball skill. Jump ball situation. Does he come down with it? He makes the play. Not just a pass deflection, but an interception. Warren Gatewood showing you he's a real deal. That's Alcorn Athletic Director Derek Horn. Thinks his team's getting a little bit closer to hot Atlanta in the inaugural Celebration Bowl.
Well, 8:23 to go. If I'm going to be the silver lining here for Grambling, in many ways that kind of worked out as a long punt. It was third down. It's not a drive-killing turnover. You hope to convert there, but you're still down 2 scores, and your opponent has to go 91 yards the other way.
That's true, but tell Jonathan Williams after he just threw an interception.
Again, silver lining. Here's a nice run. Warford giving him a little breathing room up across the 20 to the 21.
And the story of the game so far has been the playmakers for Alcorn, they've showed up.
Yes.
I mean, Gatewood showed up. Warford showed up.
And Footman made the throws.
Showed up. Footman made the throw. You can't say that for Grambling. Who showed up for them so far? They rely so heavily on their quarterback, Jonathan Williams. We haven't called a lot of Chad Williams, so give credit to Alcorn getting the job done. And I think what it goes back to is, you said it earlier with Coach Hobson, what he tell you, he said, having played this game a season ago has to count for something. And I think we're seeing it show up on the field.
Alcorn State trying to repeat as SWAC champions. Beat Southern here last year. Southern was a team that was trying to repeat a year ago after beating Jackson State here the season before that. Ragsdale. Going to get close to the first down. It'll be 3rd and about 2 or 3. Tackled by Guy Stallworth.
He's legit. How impressive has he been? I mean, give him the ball off tackle. Look at the vision. Set up the blocks. The speed to get through. And he finishes off runs. Darren Ragsdale is a legitimate NFL prospect at the running back position.
Lost his shoe. Had to come out. So Warford came back in. Career high 177 rushing yards for Darian Ragsdale, but on 3rd and 3 had to come out of the game. Lost his shoe. Now Warford chased in the backfield. Ooh, the spot will be key. I don't know if he got there. It's close. But Grambling had a chance at him in the backfield. Arquez Cooper couldn't get him. With that spot, he's going to be a little short.
They put Warford, the running back, in the backfield and steps out. Pretty good spot. I think he's short. And they're going to go for him.
Wow.
It appears. This is dangerous.
4th and less than a yard. Going forward at their own 31. Up 2 touchdowns. Are they going to try to draw him off?
And the way they're looking at the clock, they're going to try and draw him offside.
You got to sell it a little better than that if you're going to do it, don't you?
Offense, number 17. High-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's the right thing to do. I know the players want to go for it.
No, I totally agree with you. You can't leave the door open there, not convert, and give them a short field with a chance to make it a 1-score game.
And your defense has done a pretty good job versus a very explosive offense. And defensive coordinators, when they become head coaches, they keep things very close to the chest, to the vest. So
now, if you're trying to draw them off, at no point did I think that they were about to snap the football.
Yeah.
So they got to sell that better. McLean back to receive the punt at his own 35.
Look at big number 79. Watch 79 come in the picture. That's the wall. That's 400 pounds. How you going to block a kick getting around that wall?
No kick.
That's the signal for reset the 25-second clock.
Isaac Sampson.
That's 400 pounds. You say 390. That's I know when I'm looking at 400.
Yeah, that's what he's listed at. So yeah, I'm sure he probably is over 4 bills. Line drive punt. Dropped. Loose. Still loose. And it looks like the Braves have it. 4 Grambling turnovers. LaMarvin Ashley, number 88, recovers for the Braves.
Trying to catch it over the shoulder, which is always a bad sign. Not able to recover his own fumble. It gets kicked around, and LaMarvin Ashley, good hustle, second effort to get the football on the fumble recovery.
Well, we had a good idea, Jay, that turnovers were going to play a big part in this game because, quite frankly, both teams have struggled turning the ball over, but it's been Grambling with 4, Alcorn with 1. Baker running left, flag down. No gain.
Holding. Offense, number 66. 10-yard penalty. Big first down.
At the left tackle, Antonio Dade. But it's a very impressive offensive line for Alcorn State. We haven't mentioned the Samoan kids. Number 64, the center is Kelly Onosia. Tutu Leilua, the right guard spot. 64 is Onosia. Leilua 65, both guys from American Samoa. You can identify them pretty easily by the hair out of the back of the helmet.
And they've been good for a long time.
Yes.
You know, that's been the stability they've had there.
Onosia is a 5th-year senior. Leilua, a regular senior. Footman looking downfield and then just throws it out of bounds. He was wanting Payne to head to the end zone. Did so a little bit late.
Did you see right away there, Coach Hobson come in there and say, hey, don't worry about that. Great job. Throw it away. We're up by 14 points. Ball security is the key. And that's what you do. See, he's going to come in there talking. Hey, don't worry about it. That's a great job, son. Tap him over there. Throw it away. We still have the football. That's coaching at a high level.
Second down and 20 at the 37 of Grambling. Design run for Footman. Cuts it back. There he goes. Spun around. He'll have a first down at the 11. Brought down by Henry Taylor, who saved a touchdown, a 27-yard run for the quarterback.
You talked about the Samoans getting it done. Watch them move the line over here. One guy goes this way. Next guy's going to seal it. Nice angle lane there. They really saw this one well. Good patience. Get out there, watch the Samoans seal the edge, and Footman does the rest.
Call that a Samoan seal. Tripped up. Ragsdale upended by Stallworth. Gained it just a yard. Every positive yard, though, for Ragsdale adds to his career best rushing day. Right now at 178 yards. Tackled at the 8 by Jamison Goins, and a gain of 3 for Ragsdale. It was his 84-yard touchdown run in the first quarter that opened the scoring. Alcorn State got out 14-0 before Jonathan Williams, a rushing touchdown. The first play of the second quarter for Grambling. Teams traded touchdowns after that, and it's still a 2-touchdown lead for Alcorn State, trying to add to it here. Brought back down by Footman. Being chased. Now what's he going to do? He's going to run out of bounds. There's a flag in the end zone. Derwin Butler was the one chasing Footman. But I think changed his mind 3 or 4 times whether he was going to run or throw during this.
Just extending the play. Wonder if a hold took place in the end zone maybe. When a quarterback extends the play that long, defensive backs tend to get lost.
Holding. Defense. Number 14 on the eligible receiver. Off the distance to the goal. First down.
That's indeed what happened. Well, I think we knew what to expect from Ragsdale. I think what we're seeing from Lenoris Footman has really been the X factor in this game today, Jay.
The emergence of him. I mean, throws the football better than we expected to see, given the numbers that we've seen on the year. And, you know, when you look at those rushing stats, those are real numbers. You can see he has the ability to extend plays and run the football as a maturity level that you normally don't see from a young quarterback just in the sophomore season.
Go to a jumbo package, and Grambling calls a timeout. And Footman, by his good play, is keeping John Gibbs on the bench, a guy who was the SWAC co-offensive player of the year last year. Timeout, Tigers.
Dave & Buster's is the best place to watch your team with your crew on game day. Football apps just $5 on Sundays and Mondays, and dozens of beers to choose from.
14-point lead for Alcorn State, 28-14 over Grambling State. Right now, let's take a look at today's Bringing the Flavor, brought to you by McDonald's.
I will! I will! I will! Get in there. Here we go. Here we go.
Bringing the Flavor, brought to you by McDonald's from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, the 2015 SWAC championship game. Alcorn State trying to add to a 2-touchdown lead. Ragsdale tripped up in the backfield on a nice play by Guy Stallworth. That's why he's a first-team all-conference guy.
Yeah, shoot the gap, trying to go to quick count. Wow, that's a great play. Guy Stallworth went inside. Wrist outside leverage. Went inside to make that tackle.
Loss of 5. Clock running, just over 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Boy, if you're Grambling, you really need to try to hold them to a field goal attempt here, don't you?
Definitely. If you get an opportunity to make a tackle, I think you go for the strip in this situation. This is an Alcorn team that fumbles the football a lot.
Footman, play fake, rolling out. Fires to the end zone, almost picked off. Well, he forced it. And Percy Cargo, number 49, nearly came away with that.
Yep, you needed a turnover in this situation. Momentum takes him. Poor decision by Footman. That should have been an interception. Instead, Alcorn gets to keep possession of the football.
It brings up a 3rd and goal from the 9. Play clock's down to 5. You get it off in time, but Footman chased in the backfield. Trying to angle into the end zone, dives, and he gets in. You talk about making something out of nothing. Lenoris Footman, 9-yard touchdown run that may be the backbreaker.
The average is 8 yards a carry. And you saw there absolutely nothing there. This play is all Lenoris Footman, flushed out of the pocket. Blitzing linebacker doesn't get there. Outruns the defensive end and determines, hey, I see the pylon. Let me finish off the run for the score. Great play by Lenoris Footman.
His 11th rushing touchdown of the season. And the extra point by McCraney makes it 35-14, and Alcorn State sniffing another SWAC championship and a trip to the first ever Celebration Bowl. Footman gets in to cap off the drive for the Braves.
USC, Stanford, tonight at 7:45 on ESPN.
Home court, home field, home turf. They all come with a so-called advantage. But you know, in the game of life, the most important wins happen on the road. Wins that electrify your soul. Wins that put a new spin on things. When you up your away game.
Welcome back to Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. 2015 SWAC championship game from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. Great to have you along with us, along with Jay Walker and Tiffany Green. I'm Mark Neely. The touchdown run for Lenoris Footman has made it a 35-14 Alcorn State lead. Grambling State winners of 9 consecutive games. They're down 3 scores. Carter can be explosive on special teams. Stopped at the 27. Tonight on ABC, it's the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game. 10th ranked North Carolina, the top ranked team Clemson, with a spot in the college football playoff on the line. Marquise Williams in the heels. Deshaun Watson, the #1 team, Clemson Tigers, 8 Eastern, ABC, also streaming live on Watch ESPN.
And that game could have some Coach of the Year implications.
I agree, definitely so. Quickly enveloped at the 26 for a loss. You and I have a vote for the Coach of the Year, which we have to get in by tomorrow. And I'm with you. I'm waiting for the outcome of a number of games, and that's a big one.
Larry Fedora, fantastic job at Carolina. You have to give credit for Dabo Sweeney. Anytime you go undefeated and have the #1 team in the country.
Carter.
Whoa. What's taking place here?
He ran right into Michael Brooks.
You're down by 21 points. You know, you've got a high-scoring offense, consecutive runs here late in the third quarter.
And 3rd and 14 now. Jonathan Williams on the move, looking downfield. Tackled at the 29. Good 10 yards from the first down by Damon Watkins, number 33.
You have to see it. If you're playing zone coverage, you heard me say earlier, you have to attack the seams, and it's going to be a split-second throw. You're going to see the seam route come and get right open right here and settle. And there's a window of opportunity to get him the football right now. That's open. Get it to him. They missed it. I just don't think Jonathan Williams at any point in this football game really saw the defensive scheme on a consistent basis.
Coming up Sunday, it is the Women's College Cup Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual, noon Eastern from Cary, North Carolina, just outside of Raleigh. Number 3 Duke and number 1 Penn State. Game also streams live on Watch ESPN. Under a minute to play, third quarter. Yeah, Lenore's Footman and Alcorn State right now have the strut of a defending champion, who are a little over 15 minutes away from making it back-to-back. Price thrown back for a loss at the 28 by Brandon Wiggs. A loss of 7. You do have to snap it before the quarter ends. It's on a 6-second difference in the play clock and the game clock.
Ball security. If you're Lenore's Footman, if you see something you don't like, don't be afraid to get rid of the football, throw it away, or take a sack in these situations.
And a flag.
Illegal substitution. Offense. Too many players in the formation. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Or you can try to play with 12. A lot of subs were going in and out.
And this is one where I think you just, at this point, you just keep it simple. And you actually, you run the football with your running backs a little bit. You're up 21. Team that prone to turnovers. I would play things a little bit closer to the chest if I were Alcorn right now.
Well, now they don't have to snap it before the quarter ends, and it does come to a conclusion. Alcorn State trying to repeat as conference champions and also make it to the inaugural Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. We played 3 quarters in Houston. It's 35-14 Braves.
Cowboys.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by McDonald's and in part by Samuel Adams, for the love of beer.
Into the fourth quarter from the 2015 SWAC championship game in Houston. The defending champions, Alcorn State, with the 35-14 lead, facing a second down and long, 2nd and 21 from their own 24-yard line. We broached the subject at the top. How important is the experience from winning last year for Alcorn State? And it seems like we're getting a pretty resounding answer that it's pretty important.
It meant something. They played in this game like they've been here before.
Footman screen pass. Aaron Baker. A lot of room and good blocking. Cuts back to the sideline. Big man gets down all the way inside the 25 to the 23. There's a flag, though, back around the 40. It was a 53-yard run.
Holding. Offense, number 64. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
At the center is Kelly Onosia.
Let's see, where is the spot of the foul? You see 64. He's getting downfield pretty good, so you have to think they'll still get the first down. He just grabbed it with one hand, reached out and grabbed it with one hand. It still should be an all-court first down.
The spot of the foul was about the 40 of Grambling. Yeah, it must have been beyond that, because where they're spotting it is at the 47.
I don't know. I can't recall a time I've seen a center not make contact with the lineman until he was at least 25 yards down the field.
Ragsdale keeps the legs churning all the way to the 38. Marquez Cooper and others got a couple of yard ride from Ragsdale, who wouldn't go down.
Ragsdale starting to get into a rhythm. Very tough to bring down. And right now we see this Alcorn offensive line starting to wear down the defense of Grambling.
Second and short. Going jumbo. Ragsdale. First down. Tripped up at the 35 though by Mike Roach. You know, Roach, ever since the run from Ragsdale in the first quarter where he got run over, he's bounced back and played a nice football game.
He has responded nicely. Has made some plays, particularly in the run game.
A lot of great football ahead tonight on this championship Saturday. On ESPN networks and ABC. Kept by Footman. Leads forward across the 30. Upended by Derwin Butler for a 4-yard gain. Grambling State, winners of 9 in a row coming in. 9-0 in conference play. Winner of the West Division. But down by 3 scores, and Alcorn State driving again. Grambling State won the head-to-head matchup at Alcorn State by a point on a blocked extra point in overtime. It was back on October 17th. Footman delivers to the far side, coming back for it. Catch is made by Tillette George.
That's going to be a close one. Did he catch this off the ground? The ball was dying rapidly. Nice catch. You see how he caught the ball and lifted it up in an upward motion?
And his feet were where the marker was. I don't know if the ball was, because he was having to come back for the football, and it's where the ball is, but they got a good spot as a result of that in a first down. Ragsdale cuts back. Tackled at the 20 by Marquez Cooper. Four-yard gain. Right back to the line comes the Braves offense. Dangerous pass, but it's caught by George, who's immediately tackled for a 6-yard gain.
Able to pick up the first down, and that's what we're seeing from Norris Footman. Recognize that Grambling was really focusing on the run. Saw a one-on-one matchup he liked. Threw a quick pass, got the first down.
Pouncey, though, the cover guy, was thinking pick 6, but here's the carry all the way inside the 5 for Footman, wrapped up by Jameel Jackson and Marquez Cooper.
Just zone read off the in man in the line of scrimmage. Once he goes in, quarterback pulls it and goes out. Right now, it's time to get in the weight room. Alcorn going with the beef package, bringing in 2 extra linemen, no wide receivers.
10th play of the drive. Ragsdale will have the first down. Only needed about a yard for the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal. Tackled by Troy Roach. Well, I'll tell you what, where they spotted that, it's not a first down.
Oh, wow. Thought we picked up a couple yards. They're going back with the heavy package.
They got a bad spot, so it's third down. Not third and goal, but 3rd and 1. And Footman throws to the end zone and wide open. The touchdown catch. 5-yard touchdown grab for Corbin Johnson.
It looked like Footman was in trouble, but he knew he had Johnson going out on a pass route, pulled up, delivered it to eligible receivers in the end zone, and Corbin Johnson makes the touchdown catch. You give that credit to the play selection. Grambling bit hook, line, and sinker.
41-42-14, and Alcorn State with 10 minutes left. Get the touchdown catch from Corbin Johnson, his first catch of the season. How about that?
I want you looking at me. Tell me what you see. Illuminated by the hand of God. AT&T.
Well, tonight on ESPN, it's the Pac-12 championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. Number 20 USC, 7th-ranked Stanford. The Cardinals still hoping to get in the college football playoff. Need a win and some help. Coverage starts at 7:45 Eastern on ESPN. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Alcorn State has added on here in the second half. They have scored both of the half's touchdowns. Lead at 42-14 with 10 minutes to play in this SWAC championship game from Houston.
You know what? This has been a very impressive performance for Alcorn, but really impressed with them off the field. I mean, second time I've seen them come down here in big numbers to Houston, Texas. They make it to Atlanta. You have to think they're going to bring a large crowd as well. The Aggies better be ready.
Kicked out of bounds, so it's going to come out to the 35-yard line. Eddie Kelly, our referee, will make it official.
Kick out of bounds. Number 16 on the kicking team. Ball will be 30 yards from the kick. First down.
Let's check in with the studio and say hey to Brendan Fitzgerald. Brendan.
Hey to you, Mark. We want to get you an update from the SEC championship game. Alabama up 15-7. Jake Coker goes up to Ardarius Stewart, who goes up between 3 Florida Gator defenders. It's 22-7 into the third quarter. Alabama threatening once again. On ESPN News, this one's going to start. Providence and Rhode Island. It'll switch back to ESPNU when you guys are done.
Which we are 10 minutes on the game clock away from that here in Houston. Brendan, thanks. From the 35, the Tigers pass complete. Chester Rogers up to the 42. So the college football playoff. What matters is what they come up with tomorrow. But this is what they came up with last Tuesday. Some big games. Clemson still to play. Iowa as well. You know, the irony is the Big 12. Remember what happened last year with TCU and Baylor? They don't have a conference championship game. But the consensus has been OU sitting pretty.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the key, and I think they deserve it. You know, I think they can win the whole thing. 3 consecutive, but yeah, 3 Big Ten schools in a row: Ohio State, Iowa, and Michigan State. So you have to think they're going to get a spot.
Well, you know they're going to get at least one in.
Yep.
Can they get a second? A lot of things have to break right for that to happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture that scenario in which they would.
Which would probably be an Iowa win and Ohio State somehow sneaking in. But how tough would that be?
That'd be hard to do at this point. But
well, it's all going to be cleared up here within a short amount of time by tomorrow. Here's a hit on Jonathan Williams by Terry Whittington right at midfield.
And continuing to hold the football a little bit. And give credit to the Alcorn State secondary. I mean, they're doing some good things in the secondary to really cause a confusion at Jonathan Williams. But, you know, we haven't seen a lot of timing throws today. Been hold on to the football. Just a little bit of confusion from the quarterback position today.
Fires a strike that time. Chad Williams at the 30, first down, Tigers.
And that's a throw that's been there, attacking the seams. So you can tell he got a nice pre-snap read and waited for Williams to get behind the linebacker in coverage and deliver the strike.
18-yard pickup. Williams. Not a bad throw, but off the hands of Chad Williams, right near the sideline inside the 15.
Chad Williams is one of those guys that played quarterback in high school. But he's got most speed out of the wide receivers, 4'4" guy. He's their playmaker. Didn't see him make many plays here tonight.
Almost picked, but it's caught, and running towards the end zone is Hunter, and he stopped just short. Verlin Hunter, 29-yard gain.
Good job of just snatching the ball out of the air. I'm grabbing. I'm down by a lot. Quick strike. Hurry up and get in the end zone.
You slip under the 8-minute mark. Hand it off. Leaping into the end zone. Touchdown, Justin Kelly. Well, still a big mountain to climb, but Grambling State gets in the end zone with 7:53 left.
Just to leap over him. Grambling scored pretty quickly. They got the big play that they needed.
Just over 2 minutes. Kelly with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year, and it's 42-21. Grambling holding out hope, but down to 7:53 to play, and it's a 42-21 game in Houston.
We offer 24-month financing.
Ooh. Well, it's the 2015 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl pitting the SWAC champion and the MEAC champion North Carolina A&T Aggies. The Aggies featuring MEAC Offensive Player of the Year running back Tariq Cohen. The 2015 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl from the Georgia Dome 2 weeks from today, Saturday, December 19th, noon on ABC. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN. North Carolina A&T, even though they're the MEAC representative, let's face it, Jay, they kind of staggered to the finish line in the regular season. Alcorn State, to me, has the look of a team that's peaking. If they win this game, they'd be 4 in a row. Haven't lost since their defeat to Prairie View back on November 7th, which, according to head coach Jay Hobson, was a pivotal game for him and his team. He thought even though they lost, the way they rallied was an important game for them.
You know, Willie Simmons, first-year head coach at Prairie View A&M, came over from Alcorn State. Did a great job. I thought if Bobs didn't get coach of the year, easily could have been Willie Simmons.
And a pooch that goes out of bounds. It was not an onside kick. He just tried to pooch it. Darian Anderson caught it right along the sideline. Well, from NRG Stadium in Houston, the 2015 SWAC championship, along with Tiffany Green down on the field and former collegiate NFL quarterback Jay Walker. I'm Mark Neely. Providence, Rhode Island game currently on ESPN News. We'll go to that once we're finished here in Houston. Head coach Jay Hobson, Alcorn State in his 4th season, inherited a team that had won 2 games the previous year. And I think, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, they had something like 3 athletic directors in a span of about a year around that same time frame. There was a lot of instability going on there.
There was, and as we mentioned earlier, not an easy hire at Alcorn for Hobson to get the job, but at the end of the day, it was the right hire, and give credit to the changing in athletic directors and sticking with him. And it was so easy for an athletic director to come in and say, well, I'm going to change up the head coach and bring in my guy. And give credit to Alcorn. The administrators knew they had the right guy with all of his local ties there, and he's done a good job with this program.
Native of Vicksburg, Mississippi, played defensive back at Ole Miss. Close to taking Alcorn State here to back-to-back SWAC championships and a trip to the first ever Celebration Bowl. After the 11-yard run by Footman, first down at the 45 of Grambling State. Joe Price. Let's check in with Brendan Fitzgerald. Brendan.
Hey, Mark, just want to let you know Providence and Rhode Island, the battle for the Ocean State, is about to tip on ESPN News. You can also stream it live on Watch ESPN. The Rams and Friars will continue on ESPNU when the SWAC championship is settled. Back to you.
You know what I like about Brendan's updates? Not only did we learn about that game, but that Rhode Island is the Ocean State.
Yep.
Which of all the states that border an ocean in this country, you probably wouldn't think that would be the one called the Ocean State, but it is. Thanks, Brendan.
Yeah, they may have the smallest coastline out of all the states there, right?
Not a large state by size, for sure. And here we are speaking from the state of Texas, one of the largest.
Yeah, and in Texas, you know, coming home is always a pleasure when you're a player. How about John Gibbs? I mean, think about the maturity it took for him. He hasn't played in 5 weeks, dealing with an injury bug, but has been very supportive of Norris Footman in his absence. A season ago, this game was all about him.
Yep.
You know, he was a co-offensive player of the year for the conference.
First team all SWAC. And he and Malcolm Cyrus shared that co-offensive player of the year award last year. There goes Baker all the way to the 32-yard line. Footman, that is. Tackled by Pouncey. And John Gibbs, 6'6", 220-pounder from here in Houston, Booker T. Washington High School. Weird numbers for him.
He was a winner. I mean, I think you have to give him credit. He was the quarterback that actually brought Alcorn to prominence. You know, they hadn't had any buzz about a quarterback around there in some time since the days of Aaron McNair, maybe Brandon Bridge for a little while, but he brought some stability to the position. And I think if you were to look at his winning percentage while he was a starting quarterback, won a lot of football games for that university.
Well, a pretty big luxury for Alcorn State. Yeah, Footman has grabbed this job, but you got John Gibbs right there, who is healthy again. I mean, if you needed him, what a guy to step back into that role.
And I think that's the college football landscape now with these spread offenses and zone reads. You're going to need more than one. I mean, take a look at Baylor. I mean, Baylor's, when early on before the injury, their quarterback, they were rolling. Then they went through 3 quarterbacks, struggled. So I think that's a trend you're going to start continuing to see, multiple quarterbacks.
Footman stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Numbers on Footman today, pretty impressive. Over 100 yards rushing, over 200 passing. Timeout on the field, 4:11 to play here in Houston. Alcorn State 42, Grambling State 21.
North Carolina, Clemson.
Back here in Houston, Alcorn State on top, 42-21, as this game is very important to both teams, but so is the bond of brotherhood. You'll see this decal, number 33. Both teams showing their support for Southern University's wide receiver, Devin Gales, who was nearly paralyzed after a head-to-head collision during a football game against the University of Georgia back in September. Now, he is recovering in Atlanta, and he was able to raise both of his arms recently. So, guys, that's a very good sign, but a great show of support here from both teams.
Yeah, the SWAC watching out further on. Tiffany, thanks very much. Warford, the double pitch, spins, and putting the exclamation point on a SWAC championship.
There's a penalty.
Well, you toss the football in the stands, you're going to get that, but I don't think he carried that ball
right now. This is a statement being made. You know what? North Carolina A&T, look out. This is what's coming your way. Razzle-dazzle, misdirection, reverse. Good balance. Watch the spin move. And the balance, and chalk that up to just being young.
And really, really pumped up. 37-yard touchdown, his third of the game. You know, what we like to do at TV is pick out who's the player on each side. It's a pretty tough choice today with Ragsdale, Footman, and what Warford has done for Alcorn State, who now lead this game 49-21. Alcorn State about to become back-to-back SWAC champions and head to the inaugural Celebration Bowl. Well, the trophy has the name of the all-time great coach from Grambling State, Eddie G. Robinson, but it's a trophy that looks like it's going to stay in Norman, Mississippi for another year. 49-21, Alcorn State leading, and Jay Hobson wasn't real happy after the score. Warford threw the ball high up into the stands, got the unsportsmanlike penalty. I think what Jay Hobson is saying there, Jay, is, hey, I'm excited for you, but that's not what we do. That's not who we are. Got to corral that.
And that's what you have to do, because if you don't address it, then it happens again and again. And you're going to win this football game. It was a great play, but you don't want to show up the opponent. You know, you don't want people doing that to you. It's a penalty for one. And it's just something that you don't want to start bad habits, and I think he handled it the right way.
As a result of the unsportsmanlike penalty, they have to kick off from the 20. It's taken from the 15 by Martez Carter. Carter stopped at the 27. Let's check in with the studio again and say hey again to Brendan Fitzgerald.
Mark, a quick reminder once again, Providence taking on Rhode Island. It's on ESPN News and streaming live on Watch ESPN. You can see Providence with a 13-8 lead in the first half. Back to you.
Brendan, thanks. Look forward to that battle of the Ocean States once we're finished here. Well, it's not been the kind of day that Jonathan Williams had hoped for. The SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. Out of bounds was Chester Rogers.
It was a slow start. We knew that Grambling had to score a number of points if they wanted to win this football game. And they just couldn't get it going. I mean, first quarter didn't do much. And we saw the missed throws. Have to think that right thumb really affected his accuracy.
Williams breaks free and tackled at the 32. Alcorn State has over 600 yards of total offense, 608 to be exact. 306 total yards for Grambling. Ragsdale 192 yards rushing with a touchdown for Alcorn State. Warford 118 rushing yards, 3 catches for 58 yards, 3 total TDs. Footman has 203 passing yards, 3 TDs. He's rushed for over 100. A lot of candidates when you start picking a player of the game for Alcorn State.
And I think quite naturally the focus is going to become who's going to win between Alcorn and North Carolina A&T. And I'll answer the question this way. I think it becomes, can North Carolina A&T beat Alcorn? What we're seeing here. What we're seeing here.
You and I, we saw them in person in North Carolina A&T against a winless Delaware State team a few weeks ago and struggle. Yeah. And we said, and you said, if they play like this, they're going to get beat by their rival North Carolina Central. And they did.
Yep. They've got to figure out some things. Defensively, they do a great job, but offensively, they have not been able to sustain.
Threw it up for grabs, and Warren Gatewood has his 3rd interception of the game.
The stars showed up for Alcorn. They just aligned right. Gatewood, who we featured in the open, 3 interceptions on the day. And the good ones, they don't drop those. You know, Grambling had the opportunity. We saw defensive backs miss the interception opportunity. But if you're going to pick on Warren Gatewood, you better make sure a receiver's open, because if he gets his hands on the football, he will make the interception.
5th Grambling State turnover. 4 of them have been interceptions. 1 Alcorn State turnover. And here's a nice gesture from Jay Hobson and his staff. The hometown kid, John Gibbs, is going to come in at quarterback, finish off this game, and already the ice bucket shower for Jay Hobson. 2:40 to go. Gibbs now at quarterback for Alcorn State. And that's what happened there.
Foul start. Offense. Number 69. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Let's take a look at our AT&T strong performance. Tough to choose one guy, but Ragsdale's that guy.
Early on, he established it, gave him the points early when they needed, that he was going to be a force to be reckoned with in this football game, but could have easily given it to Marcus Warford. At the defensive side of the football, Gatewood could have gotten it, but I think it was Jerry Ragsdale early setting the tone and the tempo for this Alcorn offense.
Ragsdale's first 3 rushes in this game went for 147 yards. He had an 84-yard touchdown run in the first quarter to open the scoring. 15 carries for a career-high 192 today, averaging just about 13 a carry. And 49 points scored by Alcorn State. This is the most points scored in a SWAC championship game.
And can you imagine Tariq Cohen and Ragsdale and Warford on the same field?
We're going to get that chance.
Oh, that's going to be something. I'm getting pumped up for the Celebration Bowl now. I mean, and I do believe that the SWAC is coming into this with a chip on their shoulder.
Well, you and I have done the MEAC SWAC Challenge for a number of years, and let's face it, that's been dominated by the MEAC.
Yep.
Gibbs running up to the 14.
You know, I do believe that, you know, the difference is going to be, I don't know, I just can't picture anybody putting up 40 points on North Carolina A&T with that defense. So I think that's going to be one of the keys. But give credit to this Alcorn defense. They took a very, very potent Grambling offense that has been averaging over 43 points a game. And anytime you have in a championship game, they go half of their offensive productivity on the scoreboard. It's going to be a good one.
You can see the trophy ceremony here from Houston on ESPN3. And we're finished here on ESPNU, sending it to Hoops Providence, taking on Rhode Island. 1 minute to go. 4th down. Now the inaugural Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl coming up in 2 weeks. Saturday, December 19th on ABC, noon Eastern, from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. And Jay Hobson will have his Braves there as back-to-back SWAC champs taking on North Carolina A&T.
How does he still look like that? They must have missed him with the water.
They just got the backside.
Yeah, that's just a miss.
Back-to-back champs for Alcorn State. Can't say enough about the job Jay Hobson and his staff have done.
And give credit to their fan base. They left the reservation in droves, came here to Houston, and they supported this team, and they feed off of it.
The last game. Offense. Number 3. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Play clock ran out with 9 seconds left on the game clock. So they're going to have to snap it and punt it.
Yeah, they need to get the offense out there again, or they're going to get hit with another 5-yard penalty or half the distance to the goal. But they're going to elect to punt it now. Wonder what are the Aggies thinking right now.
Got 2 weeks to get ready.
Alcorn. First shot.
Alcorn State has to use a timeout, otherwise the 25-second clock would have run out again. It gives us a chance for one last Gimme 5, Jay.
All right, how about the Gimme 5 things you need to know about the Celebration Bowl? OTB, ABC, it's on ABC, Mark. They're going to blow the roof off. Sounds of dynamite's going to be there, plenty of noise. Aggie pride is already there. That's what North Carolina, you're going to hear a lot of Aggie pride. Number 3, Tariq Cohen, you have to acknowledge, probably one of the best FCS players in the country. The high-powered offenses of the SWAC is coming in the history in the making. The inaugural Celebration Bowl, something you need to see. And at the end of the day, it's the MEAC versus SWAC. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
Alcorn State beat Grambling 49-21. Their second consecutive SWAC title. Fair catch was called for and taken at the 37, but time runs out. And Alcorn State repeats as SWAC champs. Coming up next here on ESPNU, Atlantic 10 Conference Hoops, Rhode Island and Providence. For Jay Walker and Tiffany Green, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. So long, and let's send you to hoops.